committed. We have Connecticut State Police Lieutenant Paul Vance on the phone with us right now. Lieutenant, do you know anything about this?
No, that's information that I don't know the source or origin, but quite frankly, in our investigatory stage, which we're in right now, we don't release pieces of information as an investigation progresses, so I have no independent knowledge of that. Investigators have provided to me that is authentic information.
All right, understood, sir. On this smashed computer hard drive, Adam obviously destroyed it before he went out on his rampage. That was obviously a deliberate act. Are you able, or are your men and women able to piece something like that together?
Well, I've got to, again, throw a correction in here. We have gathered a great deal of evidence from the secondary crime scene, which was a private residence, and certainly we've amassed a great deal of evidence at the main crime scene where so many people lost their lives. We haven't articulated any definitive information about anything that was seized, with the exception of the weaponry that was recovered and seized in this case. Everything else is simply not been discussed publicly, sir.
Lieutenant, as we're seeing and more of these funerals take place, it is amazing to me that the count and the funerals could have been significantly higher had the shooter not heard the sound of sirens when he took his own life. Is it your sense that the weaponry that he did have, that his intention was to take many more lives?
Well, certainly the weaponry that he had in possession was extremely violent, extremely deadly. Not only that, but the maximum load clips that he had with him, he had additional ammunition. Certainly the carnage was devastating and terrible and heartbreaking, but quite frankly, it could have been extremely worse if he hadn't seen the rescuers coming.
Lieutenant, I know this maybe goes beyond what your investigation is, maybe included. You can't talk on that, I understand. But, there are so many schools across the country now that are beefing up their own security, that they're buzzing systems, metal detectors, any and the like. Do you think any of that? Now, this school did have such a system, not metal detectors, but certainly a buzzing system to make sure people could be identified before they come in, but he just rampaged through, apparently. Do you think that any of that would have done any good in this case, or that this Adam was intent on doing what he did, and nothing would stop it?
Well, certainly, I wish I could answer that question. That's extremely difficult to answer. Suffice it to say that this young man was bound and determined to get into this institution. It was secured. He was not voluntarily let in. He forced his way. He broke his way into that school. And I'm not quite sure that there's anything in place that would have prevented that from occurring, sir.
Real quickly, Lieutenant, I know yesterday you talked about the goal ultimately of talking to Adam's brother, maybe his father, that hadn't happened yet, but that was your goal. Have you reached out to either yet?
That I don't know. I do know that we certainly will talk to all family members